Kol Halo Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. As always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. The name of this one is, This is Not Your Rest Because It Is Polluted. This is not your rest because it is polluted. And I'm talking about none other than Babylon, okay? So-called U.S., right? Where many of our people, the bulk of Israel, is in and populated, right? As the scripture says that both the southern and northern kingdom, right? Judah and Israel would be basically oppressed together, okay? And I'm not gonna make this too long. It's just basically me speaking on, so this is me just basically speaking on the high level of pollution via metals, man, or through metals or with the use of metals, okay? And how it affects basically, or how much it affects the human body, man, and threatens the human body and everybody out here, basically, man. And the crazy thing is that this devil knows this, okay? And not only does he know it, but he uses it as a weapon against humanity, against everyone, man. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, even the elect, man, Israel and in particular the elect, man. Okay, I want to read one quick scripture because I'm not going to make this too long. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach. It's a very common scripture we always bring out. This is chapter 14, verse 5. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." Okay, evil to himself. In other words, you have Edomites, you know what I'm saying, that are exposed also to this pollution. Okay, and he knows this. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere that we are all constantly exposed to at least 80,000 different metals and chemicals, okay, and around Babylon, man. You know what I'm saying? And the way, I have it right here, the way that it enters the body, right? If you allow me 1 second to read it. It says, okay, and particularly metals, right? Heavy metals enter the human body through the gastrointestinal tract, right? That's actually from the opening of your mouth through your anus, right? Skin or via inhalation, right? Toxic metals have proven to be a major threat to human health, mostly because of their ability to cause membrane and DNA damage and to perturb, in other words, alter protein function and enzyme activities, okay? And the major way he has done this since I want to say 70s, right? Late 70s, has been through the vaccines, man, okay? And it's a known fact that vaccines contain heavy metals such as aluminum, right? Iron, copper, mercury, and all these things went inside of your body, especially at a young age, man. When you're just an infant, when you just fresh out the box, right? No pun intended, but when you fresh out and you have all these things inside you, you develop issues, man. Okay, the male, for example, the male brain is not fully developed to about 28 years old, right? That, as they say, right? So that means that while when you're born and you're hit with all these different contaminants, right? Foreign contaminants, because they're not natural to your body. It is a sure thing that is going to affect you some way, somehow, right? Because our bodies are made up of electricity, or we're electrically charged, right? And so metals are what is it? I forget how you pronounce the phrase, but basically, uh, metals and electricity don't really, especially in the body, don't really mesh well. Okay, for lack of another word, Salakia. But they don't really go well together, man. Now, I have an autistic child, right? He's 11. He has his most, and I mentioned this before in other lessons, but his biggest issue is pronunciation of words, man. Okay, and as they say, when you meet one autistic child, you meet one only, because they're all different. Okay, it's just like personalities, where everybody's different. Nobody's really 100% the same, though we may act or sound by accent and mannerisms, you know what I mean? But we're all different. So when we get contaminated with these things, we're even more unique, right? So in his case, he has heavy metals in his body that basically damaged him, right, when he was younger, and he's not able to speak properly, right, and be very articulate or sound clearly when he's pronouncing words. So us as parents, we're used to it, so we know more or less what he wants, because it's always almost the same things every day. He's very particular with the foods that he eats. He doesn't really like or take much. He's not very fond to change. Okay, and he could go days without even going outside, unless I nope, make him go out. Like, nah, get dressed, we out of here, turn up the TV, take whatever game consoles he might be playing or wants to get into, and I literally have to take him out the house. But and this is just that aspect. You also got the emotional aspect, you know what I mean, learning skills that they have problems with, and all these things are due to high concentrations of metals in in their bodies, man. And this does not only affect children, but it also affects grown adults, man. You know what I mean? And there's ways, and I'm gonna get to that too eventually, and I'll put a link and everything, because there's a product that I bought for my son that from the testimonies and the research that I've acquired and listened to carefully and studied up on, researched on, I'm fully convinced that this might help, so I'm going to mention it at some point, and I also will put the link in the description, right? And it's something that's good for everybody of all ages, okay? Not only small children, 2, 3, 4-year-olds, but up to preteens, teens, and grown adults. Okay, so with all that being said, man, this devil, he knows that these are the things that affect us, and he doesn't care, because these, especially the elites, man, the Rockefeller funded medical associations and school curriculums, and whatnot. It's all it all has to do with what they push. You know what I mean? And we know what the word doctor means, right? Which means to basically change, or when you doctor a signature, is the same thing with health. All right, and most doctors don't even know a lot of the things that we're even talking about right now, because their thing is repetitive work. They do the same thing over and over again, and basically, especially in hospitals, they're just following orders. Okay, they could see something is not right, and they could treat their clients or their patients better, with better medicines or whatever. But a lot of times they can't speak up, they can't change it up, because it's not permitted, basically, man. And they get they get incentives by following the man, what's the word? Basically the instructions that are handed down by big pharma, basically, man. Okay, let me see. I wanted to bring out another scripture. Well, before I bring that scripture out, we know that when we look up in the skies, we see chemtrails a lot of times. You see beautiful, fluffy clouds sometimes that are natural, sometimes not natural, right? Because they have like cloud farms or whatever. But one of the things that has been said that it comes out of these chemtrails, and the reason I believe it is because they have done studies where they testing like rural places, cities, the bus, sewage, everywhere. And one thing that keeps coming up, one metal that keeps coming up, is a metal called, and pardon me if I don't pronounce it right, barium, right? Barium sulfate. And when you look up the side effects of barium sulfate, it's hives, fainting, nausea, noisy breathing, sweating fatigue, anxiety, chest pains, confusion, coughing or vomiting, blood, right? Trouble swallowing, abdominal cramping, blurred vision, bruising, pale skin, diarrhea, ringing in your ears, aspiration, pneumonia, bowel obstructions, hypersensitivity. And a lot of these things is because of the metals being inside of you, altering, right, your what's it called on the other page that I just read, altering the function of your enzyme activity, right, and basically disrupting the membrane and the and damaging DNA, right? So you have to get rid of these things is what I'm trying to get to. You got to detox from these things basically. But also where you could find, because that's one way of breathing metals in. Another way of you getting that in your system is through how you consume it, right? And it's a known fact that foods like rice absorb arsenic, right, through the soil and the ground and the growing process. We also know that the pesticides and other things contain metals also, right? Certain fish contain higher levels of mercury, and intake should be moderate, right? So, but here in Babylon, we like everything supersized, right? Or they've gotten everyone used to supersizing everything. A few lists of different fishes that are not even lawful to eat is like swordfish, tilefish, shark, king mackerel, and etc. You know what I mean? But even the clean animals, oceanic animals like fish, right, with scales on them, even those contain metals, right, like mercury, man, and not to mention contaminants from radiation too, through like the Pacific Ocean, right, ever since Fukushima happened, that whole meltdown over there. And ironically enough, one of the minerals that they use to basically control and to like help bind the radiation contaminants, right, to help it sink all the way to the bottom of the ocean is a mineral called zeolite, okay, which is what I actually bought to give to my son, right, so that could help bind the metals in his body down to the cellular level, man. I mean, like even the blood, even like larger organs also, right, like the gut and kidney and everything else also gets cleansed, man. Okay. Like I said, I'll put the link on the description box, man, and all that good stuff. It's actually called, where did I put it? Salaki, I thought I had it around here. Matter of fact, I have it right here pulled up. It's called it's a company called Touchstone Essentials, right? And it's called Pure Body Extra and Pure Body. So the Pure Body Extra is the one that it's a spray bottle. It doesn't taste like anything. It they have it that processed it down to the nano, right? So it's so small that it cleanses your blood and down to the cellular level, right? And then they also have Pure Body, which is like some drops that a couple drops that you put in your on your tongue, and that goes help the to cleanse the bigger organs. Okay, so is a detox, man, basically, man. Okay, and for as long, some people ask, were asking questions in the comment section, and I couldn't help but answer one guy's question that was saying, how long do I have to use this for? And I basically told them, for as long as you're exposed to heavy metals, man, which is every day. Okay, 80,000 different chemicals are exposed to people every day, man, especially if you live in the city where you have all these free radicals and things all over the place, man. So I say all that, man, to basically point out the fact, man, just like the apostles have been saying for years, man, because of the scriptures say it, right, first and foremost, that we are not in our rest, man. And let me get that scripture. That's the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart. How do we depart first, man? Is spiritually, man, mentally, right? By getting this truth, being reborn, right? Getting the 100% truth, man, according to salvation, right? And getting up out of here, man. But it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Okay, this is not your rest. Where we were put over here to serve slavery, man, to serve out our curses, man, that we inherited. It says, because it is polluted, right? So arise ye and depart. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Okay, because, man, a lot of people die agonizing deaths, man, because of all the contamination that you get over here. You know what I mean? And there's a shitload of fucking different ways people die from different contaminants, man. Okay, from inflammation, right? You having to them having to cut your shit off, your not your ankles, man, your part of your legs, amputating your legs because of diabetes, which is basically a bunch of sugar in your body, right? Cancer, you having to lose limbs, having to lose your hair, loss of weight, being in pain. You know what I mean? Even though these are all judgments, man, right? So in some way, shape, or form. But even something as crazy as AIDS, man, that they have, I'll say the word solution for that, man. Okay, but they don't come out and say it, man, because it's like, why would they have a healthy, thriving society when they can make money off of these people, man? And it's that greed, right, that they have. As the scripture says, money is the root of all evil. And when you go into that scripture, it's basically saying the greed of money, right? The greed of money is the root of all evil, man. Because you got to ask yourself, these people have more than what their hearts could wish, man. And for some reason, they just keep wanting more and more and more, right? And on top of all that, this country breeds individualism. So everybody wants to get to the so-called bag, right? By any means. Yeah, that means even if you have to fuck your own people over. I mean, many of us heard the rapper Jay-Z say, that basically that he doesn't even loan his own family money. You know what I'm saying? Even if they come at him with some crazy wild idea that he knows is not gonna work, he basically tells them, nah, it doesn't work like that. People just don't give you money. You're damn right. You know how much fucking rod that man had to fondle and maybe put in his mouth and all that, pardon me, pause. But, so he's looking at his family member like, nah, man, I had to work hard for this shit. Literally, you know what I'm saying? So, it's crazy, but that's what Babylon breeds, man. That do as thou wilt spirit, and fuck everybody else. It's just me. You know what I mean? And that all that is really toxic, man, and wicked. Okay. But the Lord said this to Ezekiel, just to get back in topic, right? In chapter 4, verse 13 of the book of Ezekiel, it says, and Yahweh said, even thus, right, to Ezekiel, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles whether I will drive them. How did we drive them there, right? Or what proves that he drove us to these Gentiles, man? Well, when you read Deuteronomy 28, right, the book of the blessings and curses, verse 64 tells you that he was going to scatter us, man, abroad and all over the place, man. And this is one of the places that he scattered us, man. What's known as the Americas, right? From Canada all the way to the tip of Brazil and all the little islands that are also known as the Americas, man. Okay, he guided our enemies close to us when we thought we was in the clear, and we even forgot a lot of our heritage. You know, we held on to some, right? But we was losing it through the process of time. But when this devil came in and basically beat the what was left out of us, we completely forgot who we were, right? And not knowing that we was around defiled men that were going to defile the rest of the land that we were living, polluting it not only by the deaths of our people, right, the blood spilling of our people, but also all the bullshit that he's contaminated, you know, through the process of chemicals and whatnot, how he has contaminated this land, man, right? But the scriptures, even the scripture tells you that the Lord is going to destroy he who destroys the earth, man. And you clearly see who's destroying the earth, man. Okay? They like to blame it on the population, right? Because of consuming. But at the end of the day, it's like you got all the power in the world to change things up, and you don't. You know? You keep it the same. You make it, you sugarcoat it and make it like make people glorify it, right? Through movies, through music videos and whatnot. So they romanticize the wicked and sure way of death. They romanticize it to the people, man. Okay, so the people don't know better after a while, man. But basically, man, you know, as the scripture was saying, you know, in the land that he was gonna drive us, we were gonna be eating our defiled bread. And everything that you try to, you know, it says they're defiled bread because everything, you know what I'm saying, everything is polluted, man. Even what's so-called organic, all right? Everything is polluted, man, you know. Even, you know, I'm not going to say that the medicine or the detox that I'm getting from my son is defiled, right? But it is a mineral, right, that is naturally created, man, when you know, basically I think it's through the process of lava and like fresh water meeting, and it makes zeolite, you know what I mean, something along those lines, man. But the point is natural, right? And it works, and there's research behind it to back it up, right? But when you going to the supermarket and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna get lamb, or I'm just gonna get chicken breast, right? Just protein and eat broccoli and the so-called veggies. But all of that is defiled, man. I mean, when you go try to get cilantro and culantro and carrots and any of those herbs, right? Collard greens, all that. You see the little mist that's over those that vegetable what is it, table or whatever it is that they have there. That mist is not water. It's not purely water. It's mixed with a chemical. I forget the name of it now. Elder Malcolm brought it out. That is also mixed with this chemical that is to preserve the veggies and the carrots and everything on that table. You know what I mean? And then what do? We think it's fresh. And a lot of people don't even wash it down, you know, or rinse it. They'll just chop it up and throw it in their tacos or throw it in their beans, right? Or in their rice and wherever or whatever have you. And in turn we consume that. And since it's a foreign contaminant, it affects our body in some shape or form. Okay, we end up paying for it somehow. Last scripture I want to bring out, and I pray that this has been edifying, man. You know, just to bring alert. You know what I mean? Oh man, I forget the word. You know, that's another reason that I myself am going to also start taking that, because it clears you from brain fog, man. When you detox your body from all these metals in your body. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'm 41 now, but I got a bunch of I would imagine a bunch of vaccines when I was younger, right? Because to keep me in school, we had to have them, right? And I think it's in the 90s where they switched it up and they said that they wanted to give the children most of it. You know what I mean? They wanted to get the children first, man. So, I have no doubt in my mind that I have some type of side effects due to the metals that through the vaccines. You know what I mean? That I received when I was younger. Right? I even have dyslexia, and a lot of those things are caused by the things that are in our bodies, man. Okay, whether you believe it or not. But I pray that I shed some light, in an aspect or a point of view where some brothers and sisters could see it, and the information could help them. Okay, some way, somehow, man. All right, just so we could do the best we can while we're still here, man. Okay. The last scripture I'll leave you with is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched." Okay, who's a deceiver, man? So-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Verse 28 says, "As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared." Okay, now the truth, first and foremost, is the scriptures, right? The truth of the scriptures, the gospel, man. With a correct understanding of it, right? But a lot of the scriptures are twofolds, and you could also mention the fact that we know better now because of technology advancing, right? Science advancing, which science meaning to know. We know that metals are not good for us. We know that they're in the vaccines. We know that they're in the air. We know that they're in the foods. So we have to do our best to rid them from our bodies, right? To have clearer mind. Okay, at the end of the day, many brothers and sisters probably, I'm not gonna say many, but we're the poor, right? And we're disfranchised. So a lot of times, people might not have the means. Our people might not have the means to invest in things like this, right? In different type of exercising, and on a personal trainer, and on things that are, because veggies and fruits and all that, it's expensive, man. You know what I mean? This devil has made those things expensive, even though they're defiled. But the scriptures say that it's by the Lord's, and let me get it, because I don't want to butcher it. I always say the Lord's grace, but I don't think it's that. Give me 1 second. Mercies. There we go. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 22. It is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's mercies that we are not consumed, because because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, man. Okay? So it's because of the Lord's mercies that we're not dead from the bullshit that we consumed, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? In my case, 40 years ago, when I was just one, and they was shooting me up with all these things, man, in hospitals, man. It's the Lord's mercy that we're not consumed, man. Okay, and that's something that we have to thank the Lord for every day, man, because we're living in these times, man, where this devil's about to make his move soon, and there's a purpose and a spiritual reason for everything. Okay, there's a reason why a lot of us is still alive. I pray that I don't see death, man, till I see the downfall. And even though we are seeing the downfall of our enemies, but I pray that I could endure to the very end. If it be my lot, if it's not my lot, Kohalo Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. As I always say in my prayers, man, the water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah for the good and the evil in my life, because the Lord knows what he's doing. Okay, Christians call it the plan, the Lord's plan. The Lord knows exactly what it is. He has a plan for all of us, man. Okay, so I pray that this lesson was edifying, shed some light into the basically how metals damage us and how we have to detox from it. Okay, and how it'll help us. You know what I mean? Just get a little healthier. But at the end of the day, the biggest medicine, or the best detox is our physician, Yahweh Shai, man. That's who we need to get up out of here, man. And this lesson should um, uh, have you thinking, have you thinking how bad we need to get up out of here, man. Because it's the whole world, man. Everything is against us. Everything is defiled, man. Okay, and it's the Lord's mercy that we don't die from these things every day, man. Okay. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. And in closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn, right? The hopeful elect. In closing, I want to say Shalom and a Baba Bo.